a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone.
Hello YouTubers, so today just bringing you kind of a quick episode. I wanted to kind of bring you my thoughts on the upcoming Wrestlemania 31. As any of you who are wrestling fans may have seen, Bray Wyatt has challenged The Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania. So you kind of know that, they haven't really confirmed yet whether or not it's actually going to happen, whether or not The Undertaker is actually going to accept. But you gotta kind of think that WWE wouldn't be having Bray Wyatt do all these ominous messages and then eventually revealing that it's to challenge The Undertaker. You gotta think they wouldn't have him doing that if it's not gonna happen. So pretty much you gotta figure it's probably going to happen. Which I think will be an awesome match. I mean, Bray Wyatt is just a great character. He's my favorite personal favorite current WWE character right now, and he's kind of got the whole monster thing going on. So it could almost be like a passing of the torch kind of thing. It's like he, as he puts it, he's the new face of fear in WWE. So seems like it could be an awesome match. The problem is there's a huge problem with that. And that being that The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, his undefeated streak at WrestleMania, was such a humongous thing, such a big thing, and it just ended last year with Brock Lesnar ending the streak, conquering the streak, as Paul Heyman would have it. Which, at first was kind of like, why Brock Lesnar? But then, I kind of, as I said, I kind of went on, I'm like, you know what, Brock Lesnar was probably the person to do it, because, there really wasn't much of anybody who was young, who was both young and early in their career, but also big enough that they deserve a win over The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Not to mention, you kind of didn't see it coming with Brock Lesnar, so it was a shock. But also, it's very believable. I mean, he's a freaking monster of a man. He's a beast, Brock Lesnar. It's believable. But so he defeated the streak. So now they're kind of faced with this huge dilemma. With the problem is, so what the hell do you do now? The problem is if you have Bray Wyatt win, then, first of all, it kind of trivializes The Undertaker's streak, because, all of a sudden he goes 21-0 and all of a sudden loses 2 straight in a row. It kind of trivializes a little bit Brock Lesnar beating The Undertaker, because now, yeah, he's the first to do it, but he's just that, the first to do it, beating him at WrestleMania. So now instead of being the one in 21-1, he's just one of the guys who's beaten The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So you kind of don't. So on the one hand, you kind of don't want to. They kind of can't let Bray Wyatt win that match. Yet on the other hand, they build it up, and then Bray Wyatt, just loses to The Undertaker. Almost kind of, what is the point of that? And that's kind of like building Bray Wyatt up just to knock him down, and that's kind of stupid. So on the one hand, what's the point of building it up? Just to have Bray Wyatt lose. So on that hand, you kind of don't want to, it doesn't make sense to have Bray Wyatt lose. So they're kind of in a double-edged sword, damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. To be honest, here's what I think. I think if they go, which obviously it seems like they're going to, I think the best way that they can deal with that, I kind of think The Undertaker has to win, because 2 losses in a row just kind of, again, it kind of makes the streak look, look trivial. One loss, it was bound to happen. But now if it's just gonna, it kind of makes it seem less impressive, seem like less of a big deal. And all of a sudden, he's not, it's not so difficult to beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania like it's supposed to be. But here's what they should do, is just make it an amazing match, like a huge back and forth thing where it's Bray Wyatt seems within a hair of winning, but just somehow, and back and forth again, it shouldn't just be a squash match that all of a sudden Undertaker turns around and wins. Of course, it should just be a back and forth, amazing battle, where it seems like either of them could have won, but then just by a hair, The Undertaker pulls it out. Because this way, it still builds up Bray Wyatt to look like, he's the next monster, he's the next big guy, without kind of tarnishing The Undertaker's WrestleMania legacy. Not that again, I don't think it would too much, but it's just, to me, you don't give him 2 straight losses in a row after that huge streak, was such a big thing for so long. then he could even continue the feud and have Bray Wyatt kind of win the whole feud outright, but just not at WrestleMania. The big problem with all that, though, is that the unknown of, can the Undertaker still go? He's getting old. His body is not what it used to be, and quite frankly, that match with Brock Lesnar was not too flattering for him. It kind of looked like he was, feeling the time, getting to win it. It was kind of a shame to see, but it's understandable. He doesn't owe us anything. But the thing is, the problem is, I don't know if he can necessarily, can he go for a match like that? Or continue the feud, it's unknown. So it's kind of a very difficult situation. Hopefully they'll pull it out. I mean, again, it would make an awesome match. I would love to see it. I'm huge on Bray Wyatt, and I've always been a big Undertaker fan. So hopefully something good. Hopefully it'll be amazing. Hopefully it'll go really well, and whatever they do winds up being good. But I'll definitely at least be watching, because like I said, it looks like it could make an awesome match. Okay, well, thank you, YouTubers. Have a nice day.
Women so wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are running when you're down, when you're strained. Faces come out of the rain when you're strained. No one remembers your name when you're strained.